graduate, class of '76, Jackson native, and the president of the National Athletic Trainers Association, A.J. Duffy III. Good morning.
Hey,
good morning.
How are you?
I've never had a finer day. How are you guys?
Wow.
Great.
I could say the same now that you're here. You have quite the history in athletic training. How did you first get involved, or know that you wanted to maybe become an AT?
Well, when I was at Lumen, I was thinking, hey, I want to go to medical school. Mm-hmm. And so I said, all right, well, let's just find the path. And Tom Benner was an athletic trainer at Lumen, and he introduced me to the gentleman at Jackson Community College,
okay.
Wilson Bowers.
That looks like my senior.
Is that you? Was that you?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
1976 right
I'll
there.
get a lot of good for that one. Oh, yeah. And I took a class at JCC.
Okay.
Wilson introduced me to Lindsey McLean, who's the bottom left in that one photo right there. And I got invited to the Purdue-Michigan game.
Okay.
And the rest is history.
That's awesome.
I went to Michigan, studied there for 4 years, went to the University of Arizona.
Okay.
And then got to Temple University for my first job, physical therapy school, back to Michigan.
The president.
Wow.
Yeah, he came to Widener to speak.
Okay.
In 2000. It was quite the spectacle. He was a great catch for him to speak to our school.
And Bob Hope.
Yeah, Bob Hope would always do the Big Ten dinner as the MC.
Okay.
And I was fortunate to go to 3 Rose Bowls with Michigan and happened to get a picture with Bob.
That's cool.
So that was pretty cool.
Well, you have had quite a career,
mm-hmm.
and it spans several schools, but I think most of your career has been at Widener University in the Philly suburbs.
Right. So I was working ice hockey at Michigan, and some of my former students called me and said, hey, if you want to be a head athletic trainer, why don't you look at Widener? It's a Division III school, on par with Adrian, Alma, and the likes. And I said, all right. So my idea was, hey, I'm going to go out there, spend 4 or 5 years, and see what the next journey is. And lo and behold, 34 years later, I retired in October of 24 and moved to Sterling Heights to be close to the grandchildren and, be the president of the NATA.
How has the industry changed with related to the role that ATs play in healthcare now?
It's expansive. When I graduated, the typical place you could find a job would be in the athletic setting, secondary schools, collegiate, professional. But now there's a footprint everywhere. I was just in Montreal this past weekend for a meeting, and there's an athletic trainer in-house for Cirque du Soleil, and they have athletic trainers throughout all their shows.
Sure, makes sense.
Industry, military,
yeah.
Public safety, physician practice offices. They saw our skill set that we can really relate well with people, and we can rehabilitate them. We are able to evaluate them. So, our skill set has really taken off in many places.
There's so much beyond the actual athletic training component, too. As a coach, I see the invaluable role that the trainer plays as literally a large part of every team.
Yeah, athletic trainers are very integral in that whole team concept. We have to talk with the coaches and make sure they understand that we're not trying to keep their players not from playing, but to play at the appropriate time.
Yeah, the athletic trainer, I would say, is the most powerful person in the arena.
Sometimes.
Well, I would like to think that, but we're just part of the healthcare team. And what I'm most proud of at Widener is the other aspect of healthcare is mental health. It is so important. And when I was at Widener, we were able to work with our student health services, our counseling centers, so that we were able to give great physical care as well as mental health care. Greg Harden was one of the first mental health care professionals I met at the University of Michigan. They hired him as back in the late 80s, and he became iconic with helping student athletes really get out of their way and be their best person they can be.
Yeah, and really look at even what some of the NBA teams are doing right now, dealing with some serious injuries. The athletic trainer is with the doctor, they're with the surgeon, they're with the athlete in the rehab. It's like they're really connected.
Yeah, we're very fortunate in that in those settings, and we're embedded, such as athletics or performing arts or we're the military, we're there from the start. We see the injury happen, and then we can work with a physician. But also with us being there, we have the opportunity to get to know the students or the athletes or the clients on many different levels.
Yeah, you started before there was such a thing as a concussion, right?
Well,
It's changed quite a bit.
There were always concussions, but that has dramatically changed
Yeah.
as well. And I think that what we are doing now is we're giving the best care possible. You know, I would show a video to all our student athletes, and they would come up to me, the cross-country runners and whatnot, say, "Why are you showing this video to us?" I said, "Because you may get a concussion, and it's a team approach. You have to tell us how you're feeling, and then we have to direct you with that." And it also goes into return to learn. The learning component, school, is critically important. If you can't function in the school norm, then you're not ready to get out to practice, you know, in your sport.
Yeah, and that of course has changed too, you know, with schools and screens and phones and iPads.
Oh. Yeah, it would always seem at Widener that the vast majority of concussions I would get would be the engineers.
Yeah.
Okay, having to do with all those tough.
It's changed a lot since, well, you were in high school. I was in high school, you know, roughly the same time. The athletic trainer at our school with the football team pretty much handed out salt tablets and wrapped ankles. It's come a long way since then.
It's come a long way. You know, we're looking at ways to prevent injuries. You know, you talk about exertional heat illness. I was on a panel that our knowledge set has expanded into OSHA, where we went and said, hey, yes, football players and linemen are really affected by exertional heat illness, but it also can affect workers that are out there in the heat, you know, the laborers working on the railroad and the workers in the fields picking the crops. So we were able to work with them to generate ideas on how to minimize the effect of the heat and make sure they have water and ice available for them.
You've had some opportunities to travel internationally as president of the organization. Where have you been?
I was in Dublin this past fall for a World Congress.
Did you go to the Guinness Storehouse?
I didn't get a chance to go to Guinness. That's a bunch of our students right there in Dublin. And then I will be going back to Tokyo this May.
Wow.
The Japanese Athletic Training Organization is an affiliate of the NATA. And as a matter of fact, the founder of JADO, Jiro Shikakura, was a senior when I was a freshman at Michigan. So we've had a long relationship. So this will be my fourth trip to Tokyo, and I'm looking forward to it. As I said, I was just in Montreal for a meeting, and I'm going to Calgary in May as well for the Canadian Athletic Therapists Association meeting.
Wow, this job is taking you all over.
I'm very fortunate to have seen as much as I've seen in the world, and just as important there is the people that I've met. They're just genuine and are just wonderful, wonderful people, and become friends.
What's the best way, or how do you become an athletic trainer?
So currently, the best way is it's a 5 or 6 year program of study.
Okay.
You have to get an undergraduate degree, and then you have to go to an athletic training program, athletic training school. And there's several in the area. You've got one down at Adrian College, Eastern Michigan, Central Michigan, Grand Valley, University of Michigan, and Michigan State University all have programs in the area. And it's at least a 2-year post-baccalaureate, but you can find some programs that are 3 too.
Well, you still have family in the area.
Yes, all my sisters still live in town. My brother was the AD at Adrian College for many years.
I knew that. I remember when I went on a recruiting visit. The nicest guy that's ever lived. Am I wrong?
No, you're not. Mike graduated 4 years before I did, and I'm sorry, retired 4 years before I did. He had a good mindset there.
Yeah.
And then I got brothers that are in Lake Orion and downriver.
Nice.
But you know, I went to St. Mary's. You know, baptized there, elementary school there, first class of Catholic middle school.
Oh wow.
Let's see that picture again. This is the family picture. Who's in this?
So that's the son, one of the Archmere shirt is my son Connor. That's my wife Monica, and son Joe and his wife Lonnie. And our sons were fortunate to attend Archmere Academy, which was also the alma mater of President Biden.
Wow, amazing.
And I think we have a photo of you and your lovely wife.
Yep, we were celebrating our anniversary at one of our favorite restaurants in Philly. And we're looking forward to finding our next favorite restaurant in the Detroit area. Just keep celebrating our anniversaries.
Yeah, you moved back to Michigan so you could be close to the grandkids.
Yeah, my mother-in-law is still in Okemos, so we have the opportunity to see her on a regular basis. She'll be 90 this year. We've got a big celebration for her this summer.
Very good. Well, it's going to be a busy month for you celebrating National Athletic Trainers Month.
Yeah, it is. Carrie, you can count on. We've started it this weekend on Friday. A bunch of athletic trainers will go to the Today Show and sit outside and wave. I've done that. Show up in New York City at 5 in the morning, and at some point in March, it could be cold, but it's a lot of fun. Celebrating a great profession.
Well, we appreciate you and all athletic trainers. We see here at JTV Sports how critical they are to the success of student athletes.
Well, thank you so much for having me here.
Yeah, it's great to see you.
Congratulations on the 25 years. That's great. I'm glad that I can catch you guys every once in a while. Especially when I was in Philly, would pull you up and see what the latest is going back home.
Appreciate it. Thanks for coming in today.
Thanks very much.
He is the president of the National Athletic Trainers Association, A.J. Duffy III. More of the morning show after this.